Now in this video, we're going to go through setting up your legal pages, which is obviously super important, but it's something that people overlook all the time. So I will show you where you can get some template legal pages, how you can set those up in your Kajabi account, and then create a footer navigation menu to make sure that all your landing pages and all your website pages have the correct links to those legal pages and you're compliant.
So now we're going to go through the legal pages that you need to set up in your Kajabi site. And I know it's a little bit boring, but it's definitely important. And first of all, we are not attorneys. We are giving you our best guidance, but it is a very good idea to have your own attorney review your legal documents to make sure you're compliant, especially because we operate in the United States, and I know that laws are different around the world. So just to get that out of the way. And if you have an older Kajabi account, if it was set up before June 2020, you're going to see some static pages in your site because Kajabi used to set up like default pages for terms and conditions and privacy policy, and they don't do that anymore. If you don't know, if you're not sure when your Kajabi account was started, you can go to settings, and then here under site settings, in this third column, there would be a box that says static pages. So there is not one here because this is a newer account. But that's where you would figure that out. And if you do have those static pages, you still need to update them because they have like placeholder text. So you would need to update them and make sure that you're being legally compliant. So where do these pages actually appear? We're going to create the pages themselves, these legal pages, and then where you see them is like on this page in our footer, we have, well, you always have to include your copyright, your business name, and then there's a link to terms and conditions and privacy policy. So these two are universal. Everybody needs terms and conditions and privacy policy. Depending on your content material, you might also need a disclaimer page. So if you're giving people like exercise or health advice or financial advice, you would want to add a disclaimer that you're not a doctor, you haven't treated these people. Or if it's a financial thing, like results are just examples of what's possible, but not a guarantee. So we just have the terms and conditions and privacy policy. If you link to or click those links, it opens up here. It's just a big block of text. And then same thing with the privacy policy. And the privacy policy, also one little reminder is that if you're using cookies, Google Analytics, and or the Facebook pixel, you'll need to disclose that in the privacy policy. So make sure that you are including that. Next, I am just reminding you here about your purchase agreement and a coaching contract. Your purchase agreement you will need when you begin selling things, and a coaching contract you'll need if you're a coach. The purchase agreement will be linked from your checkout pages. So here is a checkout page, and at the bottom, we're linking to terms and conditions, privacy policy, and the purchase agreement. And a purchase agreement, you only need to buy it once, and then you can update it for every new product that you sell. So we're not going to get into those two right now, the purchase agreement and coaching contract, but I just like to remind you at this point, because if you're buying these legal templates, it's cheaper to buy a bundle. So try to think about what else you might need beyond the basics before you actually purchase anything. So as far as where to find legal documents, we recommend Artful Contracts. She is an attorney and she specializes in templates and services for coaches, course creators, and service-based business owners, which pretty much includes everyone we work with. So that would be a good resource for you. The two most common bundles that our clients need are the Course Creators Basic Bundle and a Coach's Basic Bundle. It's also a good idea to add a cookie script to your website, which you're probably familiar with at this point. Here's a site that we recommend. You can get a cookie script for free. And what you would do is just generate the cookie script, and then you'll go into Kajabi and go to Settings, Site Details, and scroll down, down, down to Page Scripts. And then you're going to paste it in here under Page Scripts. And we have a bunch of others. This is also where you're going to put like your Facebook pixel and some other stuff. And then once you do that, you'll click Save. So that's your cookies. And then your legal docs, you're going to, first of all, get them from Artful Contracts or wherever you get them from. And then you'll want to create Google Docs just to have them as backups. And it would be easier to share with, your attorney or partners or anybody else. Then you're going to create and customize these legal pages in Kajabi. So let's say you've gotten your legal pages, you either bought them or you wrote them or had your attorney write them. Now we're going to create the landing pages in Kajabi. So we're going to go to Website, Pages, and you want to toggle over to Landing. We're going to do plus New Landing Page. And we'll just do blank, and we'll start with terms and conditions. Okay, so this page just has this hero section, which has a text block and an image block. We don't need that image block. I'm going to delete that. And then the text block, this is where you will update it to actually have your copy. So I'm going to make this full screen because it's easier. Terms and conditions. And then you're going to insert text here, whatever your terms and conditions are. And the one thing I did want to remind you is that you're going to need to include a support email address, and you want to make that email address a clickable link so that if somebody is looking at your page, they can just click it and then their email service provider will open up. So let's say it's support at susieandchristina.com is your support email. You're going to copy that and then click this button, insert edit link. And where the URL is, you want to type the word mail to : and then the email address. And then we'll change the target to new window, which means that it'll open up a separate window and keep this page open too. So if you click full screen again, it'll go back. And if we click save, it's blue now. So they should know that it's clickable. You can also add, because it shows up with an underline here, but then not on the page itself. So if you do Control U, or maybe it's Command U if you're using a Mac, then we save. So it just makes it more clear that this is a clickable link. So that's your terms and conditions page. And then you would do the same thing with your disclaimer page or privacy policy, whatever pages that you need to create. You would just set them up as separate landing pages. Okay, so I went ahead and I created a privacy policy page. So now we have these two. These are my only legal pages. And now we'll set up a navigation menu that will link to your legal pages. So in Kajabi, you'll go to Website, Navigation, and you'll see your navigation menus. Kajabi comes loaded with some default menus. You can also create custom menus, but your footer is a default menu. So you'll see it listed here, and it will have some links, like Kajabi adds some links to it, but I just deleted those so that we could start from scratch, which the way that you would delete them is by clicking the pencil icon and then just click delete. I'm going to cancel that. And if you want to make it super clear, you can edit the title, change this to like footer legal page links, so you know exactly what you're doing here. I'm going to save that. And then we're going to add those two landing pages. So if you go to add page, you can also do add link, and then you would enter in a URL. I prefer to do add page. Just in case you decide to change the URL, you would have to update it here. And I think it's just easier to add the page itself. So we can search
It's listed under landing pages, terms and conditions, save. And you see here that it's page, not a link. And then we'll do the same thing, add page, and we'll search for privacy policy. And you'll see up here, the name is just says name right now, but then if we click privacy policy, it fills it in, privacy policy. So you don't need to update it there. Okay, so we set up your footer navigation menu with those links to those 2 pages, terms and conditions and privacy policy. Now we want to make sure that this footer appears in 2 different places. So number 1, we're going to add it to your website pages or system. They're also known as system pages. So if you go to website pages, it's all your system pages are listed out here. And one kind of nice quality of system pages is that if you update the header or the footer in one of these pages, any one of these 15 pages, it's going to be reflected across all of your website pages. So we only have to do this in one of these pages. We're going to go to, I'm just choosing library. It doesn't matter. And then you'll go to customize. So within the library page, you'll go down to the footer section on the left-hand side panel. And there are these 2 blocks, link list and copyright. Oops. I'm going to open up link list. And from this menu, you'll be able to select any of your navigation menus. So this drop down will have my footer, legal page links, and it doesn't change the name here. Like I changed it back here, but for some reason that doesn't appear there. I don't really know why. And then I like to click open a new tab so that if somebody's on this page, these pages will open up in separate tabs. Okay, so that will then be reflected since we put it on our library page. We'll have that same navigation menu in the footer of all these pages. It just happens automatically because they're all system pages. They're all connected to each other, something like that. So, but we also want to add that to our template landing page. And so I'm going to go to landing pages here. And this could be something, if you have not yet set up a template landing page, this is a really good first step. And so on this page, you would install your brand logo, your favicon, your colors and fonts and everything, so that when you create new landing pages in the future, they've all got the same navigation and branding and all that. So we're not creating an entire template landing page right now. I'm just going to show you that you would do the same thing in the footer. And this one has a logo section. We'll go to link list, and no, I don't want the main menu. I want the footer menu. Oh, so here it has the full name that I changed it to. Interesting. Okay, and then we'll save that. And actually the footer isn't appearing here because we need to go down to section settings and desktop layout. This is just the way that the page was set up when I created it, was that the footer was hidden. So we're going to change that on both desktop and mobile. And save. So you want to make sure that your template landing page does have that footer displayed because it's legally required. You need to have these legal links. So you want to include them in your footer and make sure that your landing page does have that this hide footer is not toggled on. So then what that does is that you can clone this template landing page if you go to these 3 dots and duplicate. So it ensures that any landing page that you create in the future is going to have the right legal links in the footer. So now you've got your legal pages set up. In the next video, we're going to set up your financial integrations so that you can get paid. So thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.